Okay, put your seatbelt on. We are driving Kingston Pike today. We are starting from the beginning of Kingston Pike, just past Cumberland Avenue and Nayland, where Kingston Pike begins, and we're driving all the way through Knox County to the Knox County, Loudon County line, as far west as we can go on Kingston Pike in Knoxville. So it's thrilling. It's amazing. Check out, listen for neighborhoods, listen for things like West Hills, Bearden, Cedar Bluff, Farragut. So let's go. Okay, so I know that this is looking rough. I had my face lasered today, but I wanted to get this finished into you. So this, just want to show you, this video is Kingston Pike, beginning to end in Knox County. So essentially, Kingston Pike begins like right here, right there. So that's the beginning. The other side of it's Cumberland Avenue, but what we're doing today is we're going all the way down Kingston Pike, which, as you can see, it's called 11. If we're talking numbers and looking at a map, but it crosses over Pellissippi and then goes into Farragut, West Knox. So it goes all the way through to Loudon County, somewhere right in here-ish. So that is what this video is. We are starting again from down here near campus all the way through Knox County. Hope this is helpful. All right. We are now on Kingston Pike. So we are starting, literally just behind me is Cumberland Avenue, so the Strip or UT campus, all of the above. So we are at the very, very beginning of Kingston Pike, and we're gonna go from downtown essentially all the way to Farragut. We have a mix of high dollar properties and churches. These are, very established churches. And then we've got more luxury real estate, to say the least, that is right here on this kind of Kingston Pike corridor. If you are to look straight ahead, that is going to take us to, like this light right here is the beginning of what we call Cherokee Boulevard, which is kind of like our, for lack of a better example, our Beverly Hills. So right down that way is Cherokee Boulevard. That's kind of the beginning of the horseshoe that is Sequoia Hills. If you were to look at a map and find Kingston Pike or 11, Highway 11, as it would be noted in a number, you would see the beginning of Cherokee Hills and Sequoia Hills. Cherokee Boulevard and Sequoia Hills, sits like a little horseshoe. So this is all Sequoia Hills. Sequoia Hills Elementary is back there. And then, as I said, you've got, established, beautiful older homes on Kingston Pike, noting also that there is a sidewalk here. This is a pretty typical 4-lane narrow road. This section of Kingston Pike, I will say, is, it's narrow. And then if we were to turn at this light and go right, that's going to take us to West High School. So that's kind of our first high school that we're coming across on Kingston Pike, just off Kingston Pike. It's down this hill and across the train tracks to West High School, just down that way. So as we're coming up, you can see this area is opening up, and this is really kind of the beginning of an area called Bearden. While this is still back in there, Sequoia Hills, we slowly are transitioning to what is called Bearden. So you've got the fresh market, you've got little shops. Apricot Lane is down there. Shout out to Liz. You have basically great shopping here. This is a super nice Kroger here to my right. Panera, furniture stores, Starbucks, other boutique type little restaurants and places. This is a great cookie place, by the way, the Whimsy Cookie Co. You've got Chick-fil-A. This is a newer one. Relatively, it's been there a while, but it's relatively new and expanded. To my right, you've got places like Pharmacy, great for brunch, and then actually across the street is Gourmet Market, which is another great brunch place. You've got cute furniture places, Fig & Co., super cute, lots of boutiques, nothing but cakes, like all kinds of more boutique-y, high-end, I would say, type of shops and restaurants. Bearden Elementary here to the right, super cute elementary school, super cute. And this is all still kind of this Bearden area. If you came through here at like a 2:45 on a weekday, it would be unpleasant to say the least. Now, I know that all my California friends make fun of me because I talk about the traffic and they're like, Haley, this is not traffic. But for Knoxville, it is traffic, okay? So obviously we're still on Kingston Pike. We're gonna be here for a while. Coming up, this light is North Shore. If we were to turn right here, that's gonna take us to the paper mill exit on I-40, I-75. If I turn left, that's North Shore. That's gonna connect back to that Lions View and also Westland, again, taking us through Rocky Hill, taking us, you know, kind of on the, I call it the river side of West Knoxville, taking us into 37922, which is your Concord, North Shore, etc. Also, by the way, if we were to turn left right here, that takes us to Lakeshore Park. Lakeshore Park is literally magical. It's straight down this road to the left. Young Williams Animal Village right here to our left. Great animal shelter. You've got First Watch. You've got some little restaurants here. And then just more shops, etc. This is literally what we call Bearden Hill because it's a hill in Bearden. So everything we're seeing here, if someone says Bearden Hill, this is what we're referring to. In this pocket behind those trees is Whole Foods, REI, Ulta. There is a alumni hall for all your UT gear. There is Jimmy John's, so that's a great shopping center. REI, like I said, Whole Foods. That is the only Whole Foods right now in Knoxville if we were to turn right here, right at this light. If I turn left, that's gonna take me into an area called Dean Hill, which is all kind of still part of the Bearden area. Now we're slowly coming into an area called West Hills. I equivalent West Hills to the area where Chip and Joanna Gaines would want to buy property and flip it. A lot of older homes, high dollar, big yards, beautiful, beautiful area. By the way, over here behind this van is a cookie store called Moonshine Mountain Cookies. They're not made with moonshine, but they are amazing. They're one of my favorite cookies. There's also, we're gonna pass the second one actually. See, Moonshine Mountain Cookies there. It's so good, it's literally amazing. Okay, so Copper Cellar, also cappuccinos, kind of a pretty famous restaurant, I would say. Okay, so this is true West Hills. Back in the day when I grew up, this was a Food Lion, and my sister used to call it Food Doggy. So side note, Knoxville Wholesale Furniture, newer Chick-fil-A here. There's so much things that have changed since I was a kid. It's literally insane. Okay, so that right there to the left is Westtown Mall. Back in the day, that was like the mall, the place to go shopping. All this over here to the right is new. This used to be old hotels and some older restaurants. That's all new. And then again, still West Hills area. We're slowly creeping towards Cedar Bluff. This is entrance onto I-40 here. That is the West Hills exit, which they've done a ton of construction on, a ton of updating. Shout out to K-Brew. It's a local coffee shop here on the left. So good. Some of the best bagel sandwiches you're gonna find. Also Sticky Rice Cafe over to the right. It's very, very good. The second high school that we are coming up to, it's going to be up here on the left, is Bearden High School, another Knox County school. So it's part of that kind of family of West Knoxville high schools. So you can see the Cheddar's sign, and you see these car cells, the Paul Mitchell Hair School, and then if you see this little sign right there to the left, that is Bearden High School, directly pretty much off Kingston Pike. Again, if you were here at a 3:30 in the afternoon on a weekday during the school year, the traffic would look very different than what it looks like now. Directly behind that Ollie, so this building back there, there is a National Fitness Center. That's literally huge. Huge! It's got a giant, like, it's not a water park, but it would be a place to take your kids if you're like, I need to go somewhere and these kids need to get out of my face, and they've got a water situation there. That's fine. That's nice. So security office there. I had to go there when I had to change my name when I got married. Right here, just a little side note. Now you're seeing just more commercial, really, is what we're seeing. We are now coming into Cedar Bluff, which is 37923. And you can see here, like, you know, these houses, they need a little updating, etc. So certainly a different vibe and feel than the beginning of Kingston Pike, closer into town. And then these are like a lot of 1970s, 1980s, like basement rancher vibes, not 1940s, 1950s, which is what we saw closer into town. Tons of car dealerships here, as you can tell. More Cedar Bluff now. I wouldn't really refer to this as West Hills. This is certainly West Knoxville for sure, but this is more of Cedar Bluff area and Ebenezer. As far as schools go, West Valley Middle is just off of Kingston Pike, which I'll point that out to you at this light coming up here. Just something to consider there when you're thinking like, I want older and established and convenient. Seven Oaks is literally right off Kingston Pike. So it's certainly convenient, and it is beautiful. Beautiful. But it's not flat. Some of the yards in there are flat, like these at the beginning are flat, but once you get back in there, it's definitely rolling, to say the least. Some residential immediately to the left. No residential actually to the right at all until you get past, because I-40 is literally like over there. We kind of run parallel right now to I-40. Look at the Chick-fil-A at lunchtime. It's 11:52. This Chick-fil-A has also been expanded. So we've passed 3 Chick-fil-A so far on Kingston Pike. And we're going to pass, how many more are we going to pass? I can't remember. Franklin Square, really kind of cutesy shopping center in this area. As you can see, more car dealerships, and then also North Peters runs between Kingston Pike and I-40 where we are right now, and you've got some more car dealerships. You've got your Porsche, your Lincoln, I think Volvo's back there, there's a Jaguar, there's a Hyundai, there's a Kia back there, and then also eventually a Honda place and a Land Rover and a Toyota. So all of that stuff. And then
42 miles traffic light camera ahead.
Thanks, lady. Okay, so we are now in almost Farragut. Almost. We are so close. Straight ahead, and we're going to drive under it, is Farragut. I have a Farragut driving vlog, which takes you more in depth to Farragut. Again, we are just only looking at Kingston Pike today, so straight ahead, that's Pellissippi Parkway. It's 140 on the map. We call it Pellissippi. I believe we're in 37922 at this point. Because 37922, well, the zip code for Farragut is 37934. But Concord includes 37922. North Shore is included in 37922. And it's this like little window that kind of comes up if you were to look at the map. I'm pretty sure this is 922. I don't think we're in 923 anymore. We passed through 923, which is like Cedar Bluff. Anyways, side note, zip codes. It's one of those 3, okay? And, okay, so we're going directly under Pellissippi. That's Pellissippi Parkway right now. And this is when I, as a native Knoxvillian, start to consider where we are as Farragut. Now, Farragut is its own entity, and in the sense that, yes, it is a town, but it's still part of Knox County, and you're paying Knox County only taxes, but they do have, you know, kind of their own government, if you will, in a sense. Okay, so that being said, they've got their own kind of rules about building requirements, setbacks, and stuff like that. So now, to me, we are officially in Farragut. Just like that. Boom. Just that fast. Oh, and we passed the second Moonshine Mountain Cookies, and I forgot to tell you. Dutch Brothers. They're new. We have a lot of those now here. That's new for 2024. New to Knoxville in 2024 is Dutch Brothers. Welcome, Dutch Brothers. My husband's obsessed with you. First of all, behind this Walgreens is a Costco. But this road right here, this is Louisville Road. So that's going to take us back to I-40. That's going to take us back to North Peters, where we want to come back downtown. But essentially from this intersection all the way down to when I tell you Campbell Station, that is all Turkey Creek, all behind there. So go look at the Farragut vlog, because I drive through Turkey Creek and you can see what I'm talking about. But I mentioned it when I talked about West Town Mall earlier. So that is another shopping center, but it's all outdoor mall space. So you have like a Super Walmart, a Super Target, but you also have Ulta. You've got Alumni Hall again. There's a Cinnamon there. There's a CarMax. There's a CarMax, like the place to buy a car, not chapstick. You know what I'm saying? But then you've also got World Market. You've got J. Crew Outlet. There's other clothing boutiques, Tavi, there's a Loft, There is, I think there's an Athleta in there now, which I need to go to. So now we are really in Farragut proper, just simply because I say that because like we're about to be at the high school, the middle school. So again, this is another area. If you were here at 3:30, that's what time high school gets out. High school and middle school for that matter. This would be heinous traffic because the schools traffic, there is another outlet on Campbell Station, but like the majority of the traffic is coming out through this light. So if I turn right here, right down there, you've got Farragut High School and Farragut Middle School, just literally right behind all of this stuff. And then now kind of this part of Farragut, we're seeing some more development. For a while this was kind of like vacant stuff, but these are all newer shops, newer construction, added even like this year. You can tell that this is not even, this stuff isn't even open yet. But I do want to point out to you, there's a Kroger here. By the way, there's a embroidery shop. It's called Embroidery, and it is awesome. It is amazing. My friend owns it. It's a family owned. Her mom started it back in the day. Now she has it. But that Kroger over there, and then that's where the embroidery place is, the French market. But that Kroger actually has a bar in it. So you could be getting your groceries and having an adult beverage, which doesn't everybody want to do that? I'm just saying. But it is a super nice Kroger faux show. I know that if you are like a Californian or whatever, you're like, this is no traffic. To me, this is like, ugh, annoying. Okay, so this light is Campbell Station. So all that way we just went, everything behind us is Turkey Creek, essentially. That whole entire strip. So now we are coming, at some point, this stops being Farragut, but it does go pretty far west, even though you would still refer to this as Farragut. And all of this is still 37934, but if you look at the map, you can see what I'm saying. If you look at like Farragut proper. Another kind of big church here. This is Concord. I think it's Concord. Yeah. First Baptist Concord. I actually performed there in high school for show choir. And we did not get rated very well because they said our sound control was bad. They said we sounded great, but we were too loud. So now in terms of real estate, there's some new construction back here. There's a lot of 2000s built 2-story traditional homes, larger yards. Meadows on McPhee is straight back here. That's a new construction, Goodall Homes built. And then if we kind of turn left off of all of this, we're going to see more new construction. If we turn right again, we're still kind of running parallel to I-40. So there are homes between here and I-40, and there's Village Green, which is back towards Campbell Station that we passed. It's just super established. It's kind of like a Dean Hill, but it would be like Farragut's version of that. Sugarwood is a really nice established neighborhood, large yards, established homes, 2000s, etc. But as you can see, we're quite a ways from downtown Knoxville at this point. And so that's always the thing. People are like, well, I want to be close to town, but I want to be in West Knoxville. So then it's thinking, okay, well, where in West Knoxville exactly do you want to be? Because if your only option is something right off Kingston Pike, you're going to be stuck to Kingston Pike. If we turn here on Virtue, that's going to take us, more to residential. That way you can see we have a golf course here, we have a golf course there. This is Fox Den over here, and then again, I keep having brain problems. But directly across from that is a second golf course. And this is a residential, like there's homes on Fox Den. As we continue west, we're creeping towards Loudon County. We're kind of coming toward the very edge. Everett Road, if you were to look on a map, you're going to see, okay, yeah, that is still Farragut, but it is certainly further, almost the furthest west you could go. But all kind of the homes in here, more traditional. You do have some new constructions with Saddlebrook, Meadows, and McPhee, the Grove at Boyd Station, and then some other little pockets. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Ivy Farms is here on the right. That is new construction, more traditional 2-story. They've got a couple like 1.5 story as well in the high sevens and up. But this is we are almost at the very, very end of Knox County, Kingston Pike. Don't you feel like, wow, Farragut United Methodist here? I mean, I don't know if this helps you kind of see what is Knoxville, but hopefully it gave you a good idea of like, oh, this is Farragut versus this is Bearden versus West Hills versus Cedar Bluff. I mean, that's kind of what we've driven through. Big Kahuna Wings. There's also one in Bearden, which we passed. It's next to the West Town Mall. But they have the best boneless wings, period. Okay? The best boneless wings, period. Big Kahuna Wings, BKW for short. So good. Whew. And if you ask for a side of honey with the wings, I'm just telling you, it will change your life. You are welcome. Also want to point out to you this intersection right back there is Cool Sports. Cool Sports has some awesome hockey programs, and they are host to the Lady Wild, which is Knoxville's first girls youth hockey team. And so that's exciting. So that's Cool Sports right here. Also Watt Road. So this is important because if I turn right here at Watt Road, that's going to take me to I-40. I-40-75 actually. It's before this 40-75 split. It is your last Knox County stop. Essentially one side is Loudon County and one side is Knox County. How do I know that? The Loudon County side has a fireworks store. Fireworks, you cannot sell them in Knox County. So that's how you know, oops, we're not in Knox County anymore. There's a fireworks store. So there's a little tidbit of trivia for you. How do you know where the hell you are when you're driving around town? If you see a fireworks tent, you're not in Knox County, or a fireworks store. That's a firework. It's permanent. It's always there. So that's at Watt Road, and that's your literal last little jaunt. Okay, we are super close to the county line, and literally right here, we are now passing into Loudon County. So that is all. I hope this has been helpful.